Ornate liquor bottles line the shelves, flanked by collectibles that somehow found their way to a museum formed in the historic mining town of Murray, Idaho. Originally Shoshone County's seat, thousands flocked here in the 1880s when gold was discovered. Today, with a population that hovers between 25 and 50, depending on the season, the town is but a shell of its former self as residents sit and chat about days gone by at the Spragpole Inn and Museum.
There were so many hotels and bars, and it was just a booming town. And there was an estimated 10,000 people between here and Eagle, which is only 3 miles down the road.
And its claim to fame is Wyatt Earp had a saloon there in the early days, and the miners run them out of here for jumping mining claims. They run them out.
Their bar was what? The White Elephant.
Yep.
Yeah, it's called the White Elephant.
White Elephant Saloon. Yeah.
They went to court here too, at the courthouse, old courthouse.
For jumping mining claims. They were claim jumpers.
Yeah.
He didn't have that big star on.
Built in 1885, the original building housing the Spragpole was purchased by Walt Almquist in 1933.
He had to put poles up on this side of the building to keep the building from tipping over.
And that's what's known as
So
the
they
Spragpole.
That's what's known as a sprag
They had
pole.
to sprag it back up. And
Anything that evidently holds something up is a sprag pole.
it needs to be spragged up. It's like anything that's leaning, you
Sprag it up.
And there was a great big old pole there out there on the side of the building because I used to shinny up it when I was a kid there,
Yep.
A guy named Lyle Worm brought in a big old bottle one time to the guy that owned the place, Walt Almquist, and gave it to him. And from then on, somebody else brought something in, and it just went from there. Walt decided to I'll build a little addition on and put this stuff in there, and people started donating. Mostly it's donation stuff.
There isn't probably a day that doesn't go by that people don't bring something for Walt's museum. They love the museum. Everyone has heard of the museum.
From all over the world.
From all over the world. We have people from everywhere that
Greece.
have heard about the museum, and they'll go through the museum, then they'll come in, have a burger or whatever, or cold beer, and they just can't believe that such a great museum is in such a small town. And they just love it. They love that museum. Everyone loves the museum.
The museum houses not only glimpses of the town's colorful past, it touches much of Walt Almquist's works. Grasping for the intricate nature of things, Walt would sometimes tackle the unusual with an ordinary pocket knife.
The chain that Walt had whittled, he would actually do it behind the bar. As he was bartending and taking care of business, he would carve the famous chain. And the 85 or the 83-foot one encircles the bar right now. And the longest one supposedly in the world is in the museum. And he would start at that plank at the top, and he'd go down the plank, and then back up the plank, back down the plank, back up the plank, and he'd walk up and down the bar as he carved his chain out. It's Walt's carvings. It's Walt's museum. It was everything that Walt ever did in his life is right here. And his brother Harry. Harry was
Walt never threw nothing away.
never, nothing. It was put in the museum. Well, but that was one icon. Walt was a great icon. Like I said, he would take care of business and carve at the same time. I believe January of 2000 when Walt passed away.
So his ashes are right there.
Still here behind the bar, overseeing everybody.
Business.
Overseeing business. He's taking care of his museum to this day. He never wanted to leave.
He's very dedicated to it.
Yeah. He dearly loved his museum.
As for the future of forgotten towns like Murray, most that live in them don't seem to want a change. Residents of this now small North Idaho town nestled inside this beautiful narrow valley say they concur.
It is a retirement community. It's
kind of hard
Some
to
places
see.
get torn down and new ones pop up, or
There isn't that much room for expansion, so you still got your peace and your quiet of your mountains and that, you know, you've got no big city life, no rush, no hurry.
But Murray will always be just a small town in the mountains of North Idaho. And people will always be here.
and we like it that way.
And we like it that way.
If you have an idea for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, 3911 South Regal, Spokane, Washington 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS Public Television.